What's going on, guys? My name is Kyle and welcome back. Now before we jump in, let's just address the elephant in the room, okay? I have no hair. I'm not going through my Britney Spears meltdown phase, I can promise you that. I've been contemplating giving it a go for a long time and I've just never done it, and Millie wanted to try an at-home haircut. So I thought, why not go nuts, try and cut it up and do what you can, and we'll shave it after. And that's what we did. So I have no hair. I hope it's not too weird. It's still very weird for me, but that's not what today's video is about. Today, we're gonna look at headlights. I'm sure you can probably tell by the thumbnail and the title, but we're gonna try and clean some headlights. Both of the headlights on the Lancer are really bad. They are so cloudy, and no matter how much I try and clean them, I just can't get them back to what I want them to be. So we're gonna try two different things today. The first thing we're gonna try is this. This is a 2-in-1 headlight cleaner and sealant. I've used this before and it does a really, really good job, so I know that this will work. I don't think it's gonna get it back to what I want it to be, but this will be a really, really good way to get it as close as I can, I guess. But the second thing that we're gonna try is toothpaste. Now, I understand that this has probably been done a squillion times before, but every single time I watch one of those videos or I read an article about using things that you have at home to clean your headlights, 9 times out of 10, they say baking soda and vinegar, 2 of which I don't have in the house. And one thing I do have is toothpaste. So out of everything they listed, toothpaste is the only thing that I actually have here, so that's what we're gonna use. We're gonna do one headlight with this, one headlight with toothpaste, and just see how much different they are. Is it really necessary to go out and buy something like this, or can you get away with it with the same thing you use to brush your teeth? I guess we're gonna find out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the Lancer inside the garage, but before I do that, I'm gonna take the camera outside, we'll have a bit of a look as to what the headlights look like in direct sunlight, because I think no matter how well I try and light this garage, you won't actually see how bad they really are without having all of the light from outside, I guess. I don't know, man, we're winging it at this point. But I think that's the smart play. So we'll show you what the headlights look like outside, and then I'll bring the car in and we'll just pick a product and assign a headlight. I am really curious. I hope the toothpaste works, because if I can stop having to buy things and just use toothpaste, I'm happy. Let's go have a look at the headlights. Okay, here's the plan. So I've got the Lancer inside. Let me show you what we're gonna do. So everything's set up, ready to go, and what we're gonna do is use this headlight for the toothpaste and this headlight for the headlight cleaner. And we're just gonna follow the same rules for both. So we're gonna try and keep this as fair as possible. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the headlight cleaner instructions and then apply that to the toothpaste headlight as well. So what this says on the back is we need to wash and dry the lens and then apply a small amount with a microfiber towel, give it a bit of a scrub, and then wash it off with a clean microfiber towel. That's it. So we're gonna do that with both. I did have a toothbrush here that we were gonna use, but I think just to keep it fair, we're gonna use a microfiber for both, follow exactly the same instructions, and see what happens. So I guess first things first, what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna get some soapy water. We're gonna give these headlights a bit of a clean and a dry, and then we'll get started in putting the different compounds on there. Let's do it. Okay, so I've got both of the headlights clean, dry, ready to go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the toothpaste for this headlight and smear it all over the headlight. Everything that I've read, people say try and keep it on the headlight, let it sit for a little bit before you clean it off. Some people say use a brush and scrub it in, but I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy the exact instructions for both and just see what happens, I guess. I don't really know what this outcome is gonna be, so we'll find out together. So I'm gonna cover this one with toothpaste, smear it in, rub it in with my hands, let it sit there for a second, and then we're gonna scrub it in with the microfiber cloth and then rinse it off with some soapy water. We'll do that once, see what that looks like, then we'll do the other headlight with the other compound, and before we do anything else, we're just gonna have a look and see what each compound does after one coat. So I guess let's just cover this headlight with toothpaste, which is definitely not something I thought I'd be doing on a Monday morning. Let's do it. There's something about sitting here ready to cover my headlight in toothpaste that just makes me feel very uneasy. Also, just so you know, this is advanced whitening toothpaste that promises whiter teeth in 14 days, which means this is gonna be a lot cleaner. I don't know why I sounded like a news reporter then, but it wasn't intentional. So let's cover this with toothpaste and yeah, I guess we'll just go from there. This is so, it feels like I'm doing something illegal. All right, here we go. Okay, so I have thoroughly covered my headlight with toothpaste. To say how weird it feels smelling such a minty smell whilst doing anything to the car, I can't explain it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna let that sit for a bit and then we'll use a microfiber cloth and buff it, I guess, a little bit. And then we'll use some soapy water and clean it all off. I'm very skeptical. I don't think this is gonna work. Whilst this isn't the weirdest thing I've ever done, it's probably the weirdest thing I've ever done to this car. It's just so strange. I really don't think this is gonna work, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. If it does, fantastic. There's no harm in trying, and I mean, worst case scenario, we probably just end up with a very minty front end, which was also my nickname in high school. So let's get ready to buff this out with a microfiber cloth, and then we will wash it off completely. So I've just got this clean microfiber cloth. I'm just gonna fold it a couple of times and then buff out the toothpaste that we've covered our car with. All right. I know this sounds strange, but it feels like it's working. I don't wanna be calling it too soon. Let's just buff the rest of this toothpaste out. God, this is such a weird video. Okay. All right, so I've given this a really good sort of buff and clean. It's not gonna buff out like wax. The microfiber is just gonna end up pulling all of the toothpaste, but we've given it a really good scrub. So I'm gonna get some soapy water, we're gonna spray it all down, wipe it all off, and see if it made literally any difference. I tell you what, it's really hard to tell in the garage, but I think that did a really good job. Look how much clearer it is up in this part. I'm a little shocked. I'm kind of torn. I don't know if it's because the headlight's just gotten a really good clean and that's why it looks better, or if the toothpaste actually did anything. I genuinely have no idea. I mean, from a distance, it looks a million times better. Okay, well, I mean, let's just repeat exactly the same thing on the other side. It's already been cleaned and dried. We're gonna get that headlight cleaner and just pretty much do exactly the same thing. God, now everything just smells like toothpaste. I'm getting PTSD from going to the dentist. All right, time to try the actual product. Now what it says to do is shake well, put a small amount on a clean microfiber towel, and then push into the plastic and buff. That's it. So just a firm pressure and buff it off. That sounds gross. Buff it out. I meant buff it out. Don't make this weird. Put a small amount on the towel, buff it out. Let's do that. I'm definitely feeling a little bit more confident with this one, which I probably should, seeing as though this is specifically made to clean headlights, but I mean, I've been proved wrong before, so let's see how this goes. I'm just gonna fold this microfiber into a small square. We're gonna add a little bit of this. I guess that's enough. I don't know, man. All right, let's put it on the headlight and buff it out. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, listen, I don't think the toothpaste is gonna be able to compare with this. Oh my God. This is not fair. This is not fair on Colgate. All right, I'm just gonna keep putting little bits of this on the cloth and working it into the headlight. Wow. Okay. Well, listen, I think that is a no contest. I think this absolutely obliterates the toothpaste, which, like I said before, it probably should, seen as though it's made directly for this sort of thing, but that's not even a competition. I sort of feel bad for gaslighting Colgate into thinking they had a chance in this now. Let me show you the headlights and you can make a decision, I guess. So this is our toothpaste headlight, and you can see, I mean, it's a lot better than it was, but it is nowhere near as good as the other one. And this is our headlight cleaner headlight. Look how much better that is. That is night and day. And to be honest with you, this one was kind of worse than the other one before we started. So this has done a exceptionally better job. So I mean, I guess that answers the question of should we use something like the headlight cleaner or should we use our advanced whitening Colgate? And I think without question, it should be a headlight cleaner. But we kind of knew that. I think a lot of us had the idea that this is gonna work. You only really use toothpaste if you don't have something like this, but I mean, I don't know how much this set me back when I bought it, but I would still prefer to buy this. So now that we know that this is a million times better, we're gonna step it up a little bit. I'm gonna try and clean whatever toothpaste was left on that other headlight. I'm gonna get rid of it, and I'm gonna grab my powered buffer, and we're gonna put some of this on a powered buffer and see if that does anything to the headlight lenses. Obviously you can use this by hand and you can buff it by hand, but why do it by hand when you have a powered buffer? So I'm gonna clean whatever toothpaste residue is left on this headlight, and then I'm gonna grab my buffer, we'll load it up with some of this and give that headlight another go, see how much of a difference it makes. First I've gotta find where I put the bloody thing. Here we go. Okay, let's clean that headlight down and we'll give it a real go. Let's do it. There's still a bloody minty remnants coming from everywhere on this headlight, but let's see if this makes a difference. I mean, look, it is definitely not perfect, and I think a lot of that comes down to my headlights themselves. Whoever owned this car previously, I don't know what they've done, but there's a lot of scratches right here in the middle of the headlight. It's probably not that easy to see on camera, but right here, there's a bunch of scratches. I don't know if it's because they tried to sand it down or wet sand it to get rid of the haziness, or if it's just from wear and tear. I have no idea, but that has definitely made a huge, huge difference. So I'm gonna quickly do the other side with the buffer, and then I'll show you exactly what they look like after we've done all this work. So let's do that. All right, I've got them both done. Let's have a look. So there you go. I mean, they are 100% better. They're not perfect, but they are way better than when we started. As far as these things go, do I suggest using a headlight cleaner or some toothpaste? Definitely some headlight cleaner. I mean, look, if you don't have any of this and you don't want to spend, I think it was like 15 bucks. If you don't want to spend the money on this or whatever your reasoning, you can use this. I mean, it definitely seemed to work well. I don't know whether the advanced whitening helped us or made it harder, but it definitely works. If you're in a pinch and you don't have any of this headlight cleaner or you don't want to go out and buy any, this will definitely work. Like I said at the start, I've used this one before and it works exceptionally well. So if you want to pick one up, you can. It's called the Turtle Wax 2-in-1 Headlight Cleaner. I'll link it in the description. I'm not going to link the toothpaste that I choose because I feel like that's weird and sort of borderline stalkerish. If you guys like this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. Also subscribe. I post new videos every week. You don't want to miss them. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media. I'll leave all the links in the description. Other than that, I'm going to see you all next week. I love your faces. Bye.